Red Bank has not done public comments during reorg, but I know there's been some interest. I know Ben was really interested for one having public comments. So I'd like to make a motion to open up the floor for public comments on agenda items only.
Oh, I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so residents, for agenda items, public floor is open for public comment. Yes.
Alan Hill, 64 McLaren Street. Thank you, Mayor. It may not be traditional, but it's actually a legal requirement to have the public comments and questions, just to remind you. There's just two matters I really want to raise. And one concerns the Historic Preservation Commission, which I notice has been reinstated, despite at the last meeting, the Mayor and Council, you said you hadn't decided a way to actually reinstate it, and it was actually waiting for advice from the Historic Preservation's attorney as to the scope with which the commission would be brought back. But I noticed that you've actually made 7 recommendations for people to join the Historic Preservation Commission. And I wondered, one, does that mean that people whose membership from last year now carries over into this year, plus these 7 people? And how were those 7 people selected? Since I recall, everybody made a big fuss last year about you inviting applications to join commissions and committees. I just wondered how these people had materialized. I mean, I for one don't know who they are, but I wonder how you do. Thank you.
So your first question was just repeat it again. You had 2 questions.
You actually dissolved the historic.
Yes, yeah. These are those members are no longer.
So the commission now only consists of those 7 people that you've nominated. Nobody carries over.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
Okay. And how were those people nominated?
Most of them were volunteers on the initial round when we had asked for volunteers. A few people I knew and I had spoken to directly. Traditionally, or not traditionally, I think legally, the HPC appointments are at the mayor's pleasure. So some of those people I knew were concerned and had expressed interest, and so I chose to appoint them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then as far as the other half is, again, we just ran out of time with the year. I believe, Christina, by the next meeting, are we going to be introducing?
Yeah, I think we were satisfied that we'd be able to have the ordinance at our next full meeting, of course, for public comment. So just really excited to have these folks actually appointed. I think we wanted to, show that, yes, we are solidifying our intent to move forward with this commission, get them started on the right foot. And frankly, we wanted them to be able to celebrate with the other appointments as well.
Thank you. So, but it will only be constrained to 7 members.
Actually, no. The new currently the way the ordinance read, or the bylaws of the committee, was 5 members and 2 alternates. We're going to be expanding it to 7 members and 2 alternates. So there were 2 other members that will be added once we go ahead and introduce the new ordinance.
Yeah. And my second point is there's the appointment of a lot of new commissions this year and committees. I noticed several of them, or at least a few of them, don't have any obligation to produce agendas, minutes, or even reports of their meetings, not even meeting times, so far as I'm aware. I refer in particular to the Emergency Management Commission, which I've no idea. I don't think anybody else has the bylaws under which it's run and how it reports and how any civilian oversight is made on it. Similarly, the Police Department, which at the moment hasn't produced a report in public for years, as far as I know. And I just wonder how that sits with this council that was elected on a really a platform of accountability, transparency, and really making open government. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely on the list to keep improving the communication, and I would love to be having all of our committees giving monthly reports or reports on their meetings. I believe OEM is a state. That's yeah, that's a state and county one, but yeah, absolutely, I agree. I'd love to see some more steady improvement in reporting for the boards and commissions and committees.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments on agenda items? No, anyone online? Jim? The hand raised, no?
Raise hands.
No? Okay, so can I have a did you want to, Barbara, were you gonna raise your hand? Oh, no, right.
I'll make a motion and we close the portion.
Yeah,
I'll second.
kind of a second, or we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next up are resolutions and appointments. We have a few adjustments and corrections. So most of these we're going to do on the consent agenda. For 24-02, resolution authorizing the award of a fair and open contract for professional services. Can I have a motion to add Pannoni Engineering to the pool?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. On 2403, a resolution confirming council committees and liaison appointments for 2024. Under the Red Bank Emergency Management Committee, can I have a motion to add or to replace former Administrator Darren McConnell with current manager Jim Gant?
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So then I think other than the board and committee appointments, which I'd like to read out, I'm going to make a motion. Can I have a motion to approve 24-01 through 24-15 with the exception of 24-05 on the consent agenda?
Can you read out 01? So moved.
Let me, oh, I'm sorry, yes, I missed that one, yeah. So actually, let's do that one first. 24-01.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Can I have a motion to approve 24-01, which is a resolution elected deputy mayor for 2024?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Therefore, be it resolved that the governing body of the Borough of Red Bank, Kate Trigiano, a member of the council, is elected deputy mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's, this will be easier. Let's read through 24-05 because we have some appointments, some new appointments, some existing reappointments. And I'm just going to read through all of the names. This should take about 5 minutes. For the Animal Welfare Committee, we are appointing Francis Calabrese, Paul Prieto, and Kendall Murphy. For the Environmental Commission, the appointments are Roy Meyer, Danelle Johnson, and Alex Schroeder. Alex Schroeder is the alternate. I'm sorry, and Kendall Murphy is the alternate on the Animal Welfare Committee. For the Environmental Commission Green Team, we have Louisa Salas, Helena Bliskin, Chuck Honeywell, E. Pam MacArthur, Eric Wokus, Terrence Walton, and Oscar Salinas. Hey, Terrence, look at you. All right. Historic Preservation Commission. Right now we have Louis Almarini, Marjorie Cavalier, Liam Collins, Gary Sapphire, and Paul Cagno. Our alternates are Karen Schmeltzkopf and Doug Miller. Planning Board of Adjustments. Greg Fitzgerald is the mayor's alternate. We have Tommy Welsh, Councilmember Bonatakis, and Megan Massey. Our alternate number 2 is Brian Parnagian. Zoning Board of Adjustments, we have Paul Cagno, and our alternates are Amanda Doremus and Jean Horowitz. Parks and Recreation Committee, Julie Flores Castillo and Richard, how do you say Richard's last name?
Wash.
Blash, Richard Blash. For the Library Board, James White, Community Engagement Equity Committee, we have Jane Meyer, Rochelle Varela, and Paul Savoy. Shade Tree Committee, Boris Kaufman, Debbie Marks, and our alternate is Bridget McCarthy. The Rent Leveling Board, Inez Nedrick and Gail Solar. And for the Housing Authority, we have Melissa Moore as a new appointment and DM Jones as a reappointment. And finally, for the River Center, we are appointing as the mayor's representative, Jared Patrick Anthony Euro. So can I have a motion to approve resolution number 24-05, confirming board and committee appointments for 2024?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So these we can do on the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve resolution 24-02 through 24-15 with the exception of 24-05?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are rolling here. Before I make any remarks, does anyone else have anything they'd like to say? Ben?
Yes, I just wanted to thank Ramona Christensen for her service to the Housing Authority. And I wish her well, and Red Bank and members of the Housing Authority and the residents of the Housing Authority do appreciate your service very much. And thank you.
All right, anyone else?
I've got one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yesterday was my last day as captain of the Looking Ladder, but I want to congratulate Council person Trigiano, who has entered the officers line over at West Side Hose as a second lieutenant. So I don't want to let the occasion pass that it's a considerable 3-year commitment for anyone who enters an officers line, a chief's line. And you saw that earlier, so I want to congratulate the young lady down at the other end.
Thank you, Captain. Upper Captain.
Anyone else? No,
I
okay.
got something really quick. Today's a really ceremonial day across the state of New Jersey. We're not the only people holding a reorg. And since we had our special election in July, our swearing in July, but there's other places celebrating today. And I just wanted to congratulate 2 friends of mine. I wanted to congratulate the new mayor of Atlantic Highlands, Lori Hohenleitner, and Councilwoman Dina Gunn in Matawan. I don't think it can be stated enough that there are people not just in Red Bank, but everywhere that are serving extremely hard every single day, wonderful public servants. And we talk to them and we try to get resources from those other people to run Red Bank better. So today's a ceremonial day. Congratulations to all the chiefs that are getting sworn in everywhere today for their fire departments. Thanks.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and Happy New Year. Thank you for being here today. I thought I would just take a few minutes to reflect on 2023 and where I see us going in 2024. As you know, the voters of Red Bank voted to change both the way we hold elections as well as the way we run our government. So in the first 6 months of our first term together, we've updated the municipal code to be in compliance with our new form of government. We've moved the date of our elections from May to November so that more people will participate in our democracy. We have appointed the Cannabis Review Board and awarded 1 cultivator's license and 3 retail cannabis licenses. Not 4, not 5, 3 licenses. On the maintenance side of things, we have resurfaced the basketball court at Eastside Park as well as the tennis courts. Tennis courts have also been restriped, so there are now both tennis and pickleball courts available. We've also installed new decking at Riverside Gardens Park. Starting on the west side, we've begun to replace all of the lead water lines in the borough at no cost to homeowners. In an effort to be transparent and responsive, both myself and the council have instituted weekly open office hours. We have met with dozens of residents in person and have actively engaged and responded to a myriad of issues. For example, parking of commercial trailers all over town, specifically on the west side. After hearing numerous complaints about this, the council passed an ordinance banning unhitched trailers from borough streets. So democracy is working here in Red Bank. If you guys have an issue, if you have a question, call us up, come to our office hours. We will do our best to remedy the issue. We're listening and we want to help. The health and well-being of our residents is a priority for this council. This year, we kicked off the Mayor's Wellness Campaign with a community event at St. Anthony's. We gave away 150 turkeys and dozens of winter coats. We offered free flu and COVID vaccines. Thank you, Laura. So many of our community partners showed up and participated and let everyone know about all the services that are available here in Red Bank and the surrounding communities. In addition to the Mayor's Wellness Campaign, we held the first borough press conference highlighting so many of the services available here in Red Bank, including the first women's warming center. Thanks to the work of Deputy Mayor Trigiano, we have contracted with Pulse, a social worker program that works hand in hand with our police department to identify situations that would best be handled by existing social services. And I have to take a moment here to mention the amazing work of our police department. I meant to do this back when it happened and I just dropped the ball on it. So back in October or November, John, I'm not sure which, Red Bank Green released body cam footage from July of the police department responding to a call in which a suspect was wielding a knife. Officers Taylor Doremus recognized the suspect, and along with Officer Jonathan Quispe and Detective Sean Hoshield, they began to de-escalate the situation. Officer Chris Fuentes and Sergeant George Travasino also responded to the call. The officers were incredibly patient with the suspect and treated him so respectfully. After 40 minutes, he voluntarily surrendered. So proud of these officers and grateful to know that they're there every day looking out for our community. If you haven't watched the video, well worth it. It's amazing. So
true.
But most importantly, out of all this stuff this year, we hired our new borough manager, Jim Gayman. We will be responsible for day-to-day business in the borough. The role of manager is essential to this new form of government. We are blessed to have such a capable manager to lead us into 2024. And so what can we expect for 2024? For starters, we will finally begin work on Marine Park. Any day now, we'll have our final approval from the DEP to begin work on Marine Park. It was damaged years ago during Sandy. In 2019, the borough approved a plan for Marine Park. So our initial permit was only to convert the old tennis courts to parking. I was recently informed that we can amend the permit to include the greening in of most of the existing parking lots. So hopefully in the spring, we'll be moving the parking over to the tennis courts and greening in almost that entire parking area now. We're going to keep some parking for the existing businesses down there. But this is going to be amazing. We're going to have this massive green space along the river for community events. We'll be doing concerts down there. Just a place to go have a picnic on the river. We've always had a problem in Red Bank of fully utilizing our riverfront, so hopefully this will go a long way to fixing that. We've also begun plans to finally rebuild the DPW turns. As you know, the facility is a mess. Employees have been working out of trailers for over 20 years. We were forced to spend money this year just to shore up the existing structures. So this year, we will hopefully begin a full rebuild. We've already instructed the engineers to start making plans for the property. This is a top priority for us. And we also got some good news regarding the DPW. On December 19th, I received a text from Governor Murphy that Red Bank is receiving $2.4 million from the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative auctions to purchase 6 electric commercial vehicles and 6 charging stations for the borough. And to do that, 6 of our older vehicles will be destroyed and replaced by brand new electric vehicles. We don't want them on the road anymore. So that's great news. I mentioned the lead pipe replacement program earlier. We found in 2023 when we started that we needed to replace a lot more lead pipes than previously estimated. Originally, we had a loan from the iBank for $3.6 million that had 50% principal forgiveness. We've increased that loan to $8.8 million, of which 6.3 is at 50% principal forgiveness. We're hoping to be completing lead pipe replacements on the entire west side this year. We're also going to test fit the entire east side this year, so we know exactly what we need to replace going forward. Finally, this council plans to rededicate ourselves to implementing complete streets in Red Bank. As I know it's a passion for a lot of us. As long as it is applicable, any new street improvements will be done in accordance with our complete street policies. We love having a walkable, bikeable town, so we'll do all we can to make it even more so. So obviously, we're gonna have to borrow a good chunk of money to complete these projects that are long overdue. The good news is our current debt service is extremely low, and we'll also have additional revenue streams coming in 2024. We've been collecting developer fees, which are helping to improve our infrastructure. We anticipate a healthy revenue stream as our cannabis businesses open up this year. And our parking revenue, which hit an all-time high in 2022, was even higher in 2023. We believe that trend will continue into 2024. I am incredibly optimistic about the future of Red Bank. And let me take a moment now to thank our first responders for their tireless efforts on our behalf. Thank you to our borough employees for being the glue that holds us together. I want to thank all of our volunteers, both newly appointed and those ending their terms, for their dedication to the borough. If all of us work together, council, employees, volunteers, residents, there's no end to what we can do here for our amazing little town. So again, if you have a question or a concern, reach out to me or the council. We will do what we can to help, or we'll direct you to the proper department. On behalf of myself, the deputy mayor, and the entire governing body, we want to wish you and your loved ones a happy new year, and let's see what we can accomplish together in 2024.
Let's go, Mayor. Let's go.
Having said that, can I have a motion to adjourn? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
30 minutes, baby.
Giddy up.
Happy New Year, everyone.
No fluff, all stuff.
Thanks, Sam.
No fluff, all stuff. Love it. Love it. Nice.